dance with me?
You don't dance.
It's just part of my cover, sweetheart.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at behind-the-scenes couples that came out only after the movies that showed off their chemistry. That means excluding relationships that were already public knowledge by the film's release.
When we first met in Rome, I remembered you. And I wondered that I could ever have forgotten.
Number 10. Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart. To have and have not. Model Lauren Bacall was 19 when she made her screen debut opposite 44-year-old Humphrey Bogart. Howard Hawks' loose adaptation of Hemingway's To Have and Have Not follows an American love story against the backdrop of French resistance to Nazi occupation.
I don't know when you'll get back home. Could be a long time.
Could be forever. Or you're afraid of that. I'm hard to get, Steve. All you have to do is ask me.
The parallels with Casablanca were undeniable, but so too was the lead actors' chemistry, despite their age difference.
What'd you do that for?
Been wondering whether I'd like it.
What's the decision?
I don't know yet.
Turns out it was the beginning of a beautiful relationship. This was confirmed during the production of The Big Sleep, when Bogart divorced Mayo Metho and quickly married his co-star. It was his fourth marriage and his longest. They had almost 12 years together before Bogart's death from cancer in 1957. Bacall followed 57 years later, but the romance is still considered one of Hollywood's greats.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
Number 9. Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford. Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope.
I don't know who you are or where you came from, but from now on, you do as I tell you, okay?
Look, your worshipfulness, let's get one thing straight. I take orders from just one person, me.
So one day you're still alive.
Han Solo and Princess Leia exchanged few words in Star Wars, later subtitled A New Hope. The two sequels would see the development of one of sci-fi's most iconic love stories. However, the public wouldn't learn of its foundation until 2016. That's when Carrie Fisher's memoir, The Princess Diarist, revealed that she and Harrison Ford had a 3-month-long affair behind the scenes of A New Hope.
Not a bad bit of rescuing, huh? You know, sometimes I amaze even myself.
That doesn't sound too hard.
The actress's published journal suggested that she had serious feelings, but her co-star was 14 years older and married. The notoriously private Ford has been reluctant to elaborate on the brief fling, but before the release of the book and her death a month later, Fisher told The Guardian that it had a lasting impact.
Some of it was good.
Pretty good.
Some things never change.
True. You still drive me crazy.
Number 8. Tom Holland and Zendaya. Spider-Man Home Trilogy. The Spider-Man movies have had a history of bringing couples together. Kirsten Dunst and Tobey Maguire dated for over a year, while Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone made it past 4. Still, Tom Holland and Zendaya stunned fans when they casually confirmed long-standing rumors in 2021.
What are you hiding, Peter? I'm just kidding, I don't care. Bye.
Their relationship began in Spider-Man Homecoming alongside Peter Parker and MJ's. It would remain under wraps over the course of the MCU's so-called Home Trilogy and its heart-wrenching romantic arc.
Because I don't really get excited about things, I kind of expect disappointment.
Because then you'll never actually be disappointed, right?
Yeah, right. It's just, I don't know, it just kind of feels different this time for some reason.
Years later, Holland and Zendaya remain a power couple, beloved by social and tabloid media. They still try to keep their personal lives as private as possible, but it looks like a Spidey romance has finally stuck.
I really like you.
I really like you too.
Number 7. Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgins. High School Musical. Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgins got their big acting breaks as an on-screen couple in High School Musical. They got their big tabloid breaks as an off-screen couple.
So lonely before I finally found what I've been looking for.
The actors were still teenagers when they began dating behind the scenes of the Disney Channel hit. The romance between jock Troy Bolton and bookworm Gabriela Montez was such a sensation that the media blew up when Efron and Hudgins went public over the following year.
Can you feel it building like a wave the ocean just can't control? Connecting by a feeling, oh, in our very soul, very soul.
Vanessa became a hot topic, especially over High School Musical's sequel and the theatrical third installment. Then came the big breakup in 2010.
Go my own way.
Efron and Hudgins have since led huge careers respectively, but it's still hard to believe that the phenomenon of Vanessa could initially be contained. Number 6. Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart, The Twilight Saga. By the 2010s, moody teenager Bella Swan and vampire Edward Cullen were one of the most talked about couples around.
You know, everybody's staring.
Not that guy, no, he just looked.
Despite mixed reviews for the Twilight film franchise, the lead's chemistry helped make it a hit. Only before the release of the third installment in 2010 was it confirmed that the spark was authentic.
I mean, you don't... It's fine.
Believe me, I want to.
Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson had been dating off and on since 2009, surrounded by romantic rumours and sightings. The relationship continued to have its ups and downs before finally dissolving on bitter terms in 2013. It was a real blow to fans' nostalgia. Thankfully, Pattinson and Stewart have built even sturdier fan bases since their high-profile breakout, and are still good friends.
So it's not just about me.
No. Sorry.
Number 5. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, Volunteers. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson met on the sitcom Bosom Buddies in 1981. It seemed that only their on-screen pairing got more serious with the film Volunteers.
I thought we were becoming friends.
Well, this is what I do with my friends.
The zany Peace Corps comedy wasn't much of a hit, but was highlighted by a cutely mismatched romance between the lead characters. It was actually an ideal match between the actors, despite Hanks being married to Samantha Lewis.
Would you, like to come inside?
No, I don't think so. Not tonight.
What?
You see, if I go in there, I'm going to be tempted to make a pass at you, and that's not what you want.
It isn't?
By 1986, it came out that he had been separated from his wife for some time and dating Wilson since Volunteers. The couple married in 1988 and have since been the gold standard for a solid celebrity marriage. Now there's no watching the movie that started it all without looking for clues.
You really do love me.
Yes, I do. Can we go now?
Right away.
Number 4. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, Swing Shift. In 1983, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell were seen presumably rehearsing a dance scene for Swing Shift in public. Practice seemed to make perfect, as critics praised the chemistry between factory co-workers during World War II.
It's great working with you, and I think you're the best lead man on the line, and I just know you're a swell fella.
It was a rewarding final product after scandalous conflicts between Hawn and the filmmakers. This behind-the-scenes gossip was soon overshadowed by revelations that Hawn and Russell were actually courting during production.
You need a lift?
In that?
That's all I got.
Well, you sure get tired by the end of the day.
The couple really made waves with the classic rom-com Overboard in 1987. Still, Swing Shift has earned a cult status, partly for making the foundation of one of the most enduring couples in Hollywood.
Oh, I wish it could be like this forever.
Decades after that first dance date, Horne and Russell are still going strong. Number 3. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
First time we met, what was your first thought?
You tell me.
One of the defining tabloid topics of the 2000s took everyone by surprise. It's not like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt completely got along as a couple of elite assassins in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Their volatile chemistry nonetheless inspired a cult classic, while setting the tone for what was to come.
You think this story's gonna have a happy ending?
Happy endings are just stories that haven't finished yet.
Starting a month after the film's release, it was gradually confirmed that Jolie and Pitt were an item. Brangelina became an enormous deal in pop culture. But 5 years after they formally wed in 2014, they got an acrimonious divorce. Now the tabloids are talking about how much the former dream couple hate each other. After the surprise of Mr. and Mrs. Smith and its public aftermath, we should be ready for anything.
Go on, blow it.
You think I won't?
I think you won't.
Okay.
Number 2. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, Days of Thunder. Australian actress Nicole Kidman was off to the races after her Hollywood debut, professionally and publicly.
How could you ignore me like that? I wasn't ignoring you.
I wasn't ignoring you. I gave you a very thorough physical.
She and Tom Cruise made a comely couple in the motorsports melodrama Days of Thunder, released 3 months after Cruise divorced Mimi Rogers. 5 months after that, Cruise and Kidman got married. How better to announce that they got together during the production of their first of 3 films. Cruise and Kidman were one of the most iconic couples in showbiz until their equally sudden split in 2001.
The important thing is, we're awake now. And hopefully, for a long time to come.
There have since been claims that the Church of Scientology played a role in their most prominent members' whirlwind courtship and divorce. Certainly, this high-profile love story was somehow steeped in mystery from the beginning.
What are you thinking?
Just how much I'd like to know what you're thinking.
I guess everybody's the same. You gotta be good at your job before you can enjoy the rest of your life.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Antonio Banderas and Melanie Griffith, Too Much. The zany comedy featured the chemistry of a superstar couple in the making.
You're crazy.
So are you.
A match made in heaven.
Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz, Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Years after their first collab, a rocky on-screen marriage set up an iconic off-screen one.
And you know I always have your best interest.
Well, not when you try to kill me.
That.
Yeah, that small detail, yes.
Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth, The Last Song. A notorious on-off relationship began behind a hit teen romance.
No one has made me feel like you do, Ronnie. I don't want to lose you.
Jenna Dewan and Channing Tatum, Step Up. From the steamy dance romance came a wholesome Hollywood marriage.
Ready, and down, up, step, turn, PK, and...
Like this?
Clark Gable and Carol Lombard, No Man of Her Own. The tragically brief romance, said to be Gable's greatest, began in private.
What do you do with all the heart you break?
Connie, are you ready?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy, Woman of the Year. The public may never fully understand the legendary couple Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy, but George Stevens' Woman of the Year was the last time we weren't sure of their relationship, at least before the film's release.
Are you always much too busy?
What for?
I was wondering about this afternoon.
Sorry.
Tomorrow afternoon?
What's on your mind?
The clear chemistry developed behind the scenes would carry into 8 more collaborations over 25 years, and yet the couple and puritanical studios downplayed their domestic partnership. As a devout Catholic, Tracy never divorced his ex, Louise Treadwell. Only after their passing did Hepburn speak openly about this open secret.
The Hollywood press, and at that time the gossip columnists, they let you alone.
They let us alone because I think they thought that we made a great deal of effort not to sort of parade ourselves.
There's still mystery surrounding the relationship, with some speculations about Hepburn and Tracy's sexual orientations. But there was never any doubt that they cared for each other, no matter how poorly they kept that under wraps.
I love you.
Too.
Positive.
Which on-screen couples do you think didn't have to act much for chemistry? Join the gossip in the comments.
I love you.
I know.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.